If they can't see you fully, if they say things about you that makes you think, well, no, that's actually not really who I am, or well, maybe a small portion of me, but not the whole of me. If they can't see you fully, Cancer, they can't contain you. And if they can't contain you, they're not for you. An ocean needs something very expansive to contain it. You are the ocean in this analogy. It needs the earth. It needs the planet. The reason you require someone rare and broad is because you are rare and broad. And taking it upon yourself as, I can't find someone suitable, as if there's something wrong with you. If you don't know you, how will anyone know you? And if no one can know you, how can anyone contain you? Thus be yours. It's not as much that you love and are loved as you are love. And love can't settle. It won't let you settle even if you'll try and force it. And yes, it means possibly sometimes being alone. But you can't really have meaningless, small, temporary loves. It's not yours. It's not for you. It's not you. You've had those in past lives when you were a different energy, a different archetype. But as a Cancerian seeker, you came to this earth now, to this life, as the ocean. You can take in all the pain and trash of the world and still find it within yourself to nourish the world. Seven of Wands in the reverse. It's time to stop fighting for things that are not worth fighting for. Little keys that don't really fit your lock. Little brushes that can't cover your canvas. As soon as you say that to yourself, I am the ocean, I require earth. I am vast, I require vastness. And acknowledge that it's your greatness, not your weakness. And that's when they will come. Hell, maybe they're already here. You just need to let them in. Not everything is worth pushing through, figuring out, fighting for, making it work. The ocean requires flow. And when God asks for you to flood the sins of the world, then you become a tsunami. But that doesn't mean that you are a tsunami, day in, day out. You give life. You give life. Time you receive the credit for it. The cards are quiet today. Maybe Spirit wants you to hear your own voice saying something to you. Something that you know deep inside. But out of this weird necessity to belittle yourself from a false sense of fake humility. It's okay to be humble. It's not okay to be fake humble. Don't force it. You are already humble. But acknowledge your power. When you don't acknowledge your power, it's not because of humility. It's because of past humiliation that became your inner voice. And it hurts too much to go there, dive deep into it, and resolve it, and feel it, and address it. So you tell yourself it's your own voice, restricting yourself from thinking too much of yourself, from expecting too much from others, from a partner. They need to be worthy of you. They need to know the things you know. They need to be able to keep up in the conversation. They need to have core values that are similar and resonating with yours. It's not being the same. It's not being the same culture. It's not being the same language. It's not being the same religion. It's not being the same semantics, but it is being the same core. Understanding the world the way you do. Being vast the way you are. Just one card telling you to be wiser with the way you pick and choose your battles. And definitely don't battle when it comes to love. If it requires conflict and battle, if it's a battlefield, let it go. Just let it go. The ocean holds on to nothing. Things hold on to it. Show me more for Cancerian seekers for the month of March, please. Oh, from no cards to too many cards? Thank you. Seven of Swords and Queen of Wands. Pretty much, yeah. Drop the unnecessary battle and struggle. Move away from it with ease. Don't make drama out of it. Don't say too much. Don't try to fix anything. Don't try to explain anything. Just drop it. And move on to someone that makes you feel alive. That reminds you of the fire within the water that is you. And the alchemical process that it can bring forth. Of creating life. Of guiding life. Of being lively. Love can be fun. Work can be fun. It's not a contradictory to meaning. If you confuse meaning and essence with strife and conflict, you're familiar with one aspect of meaning. Life includes conflict, and sometimes we need to fight for what's right. Absolutely. Darn it, not in love. The two of you can fight the world if it's required. I hope it's not required, but not fighting each other. And the Queen of Wands seems to be something or someone that aligns with that. Because the Queen of Wands is energetic and lively on the surface, and it's not a facade. It is an aspect of her, but she's the master of the element of fire. That's will, that's passion, that's creation, that's life force, that's warmth. You can have both. Meaning and joy. It's the greatest curse of humanity to think the thought that we need to choose between meaning and happiness. When we imprison ourselves into the polarism of this world, which very much so exists, right? Yin yang, masculine, feminine, right and left, up and down, and so on and so forth. But when we forget that these polarities are meant for us to integrate them into something balanced, and that's the path to God, right? Balancing the polarities, and integration of polarities, unity, oneness consciousness. Stepping away from this or that. Having essence and meaning with joy and happiness combined. And if you can't find it right now in your life, it's not because it doesn't exist. It's because mentally, that's what you're wired to focus on. You view the world this way, as if it's a choice between this and that. So life constantly manifests situations where it's either this or that. But when you rewire your mind to think in integration, I can have both. I can have a meaningful life and a joyous life. Then situations will start aligning with that. And you yourself deserve to have more fun. Three of Wands. Being reminded of your vision, of what it is you're doing all of this for. Because fighting can be means to an end, but it's not the end goal, right? The end goal is fighting for something better. So if that something better comes along and presents itself to you, don't dismiss it because you're so accustomed to the means to an end that you are on, right? Don't let the means to an end deny you of the end goal. Three of Wands here reminds you who you are, what you set yourself out to do, what is your purpose. And it also tells you that there are people and situations and places that align for you to make this easier for you, to make this purpose, journey, relationship, love, goal, work with a path that can also be fluid and fun and harmonious, that it doesn't have to be constant strife and strategy. If it has to be strife and strategy, you do what you got to do. But if there's another option, that doesn't mean that harmonious option is invalid. Sorry. When you understand that, you'll immediately start recognizing the places, the situations, the people that can get you to where you want to get to, but in a path that's way more fluid, easygoing, fun, exciting, as opposed to scary, rigid, conflicted, and full of strife. If you deny yourself getting to your goal or your destination via a path that is beneficial and positive, because you forgot that that possibility even exists, so it makes you doubt that it's even possible or real, or maybe it's deceitful. You got so disappointed. I know. You had your heart broken again and again and again, in so many ways, on so many levels, in so many ways. And I can definitely understand why you may have lost faith that you deserve to be happy while pursuing your mission. I'm telling you that you deserve to be happy as you pursue your mission. And it's a matter of making adjustments, making decisions that align with that understanding, putting yourself in situations and places and with people that can make it easier on you. If anything, it will serve your purpose even more, because when you're joyous, when you're safe, when you're free, you can do so much more. You don't constantly have to, evade the swings, You don't have to fight the waves. You can ride the waves. Show me more for Cancer Seekers, please, for the month of March. Oh. Wow, okay. Too many cards, we'll just take the one that fell. The Moon. Don't fear the moon, you are ruled by the moon. The moon rules the tides, the ocean. Again, work with it, not against it. There are some psychological things that were kept deep inside of you, unaddressed. And as you listen to me and start processing the possibilities of being happy and pursuing meaning, it triggers you. Some of you, it makes you want to cry. Because your life experience and some traumas and some flat-out tragedies have taught you that that can't be. So that you either sacrifice yourself for the sake of your divine purpose, or you flow with ease through life but achieve no spiritual expansion and give no benefits to the world. And I'm sorry, that's tragic that you were made to believe that. Some of you again and again and again. But here's the thing, you are a reflector, right? People see themselves in you, so people project themselves onto you. Very few are aware of themselves, go within, go inside their pain, know themselves. So when they see themselves in you, they use it as a reminder to improve or to heal or to go within. Very few. Most people, when they encounter you, people tend to not work on their inside, to not address their pain, their trauma, their triggers. So when they see themselves in you, because you're like a mirror, they can't fathom that it's them because they don't see themselves. So inevitably they assume that it's you, and they blame you. They blame you for their past, and they blame you for their pain, and they blame you for their mistakes, and they blame you for their cowardness, and they blame you for pretty much anything that they would refuse to blame themselves because they refuse to admit about themselves, right? And as you live through life, constantly experiencing people telling you how terrible you are, because they are terrible, even though you did nothing wrong, quite literally did nothing wrong. You start to think, well, maybe I'm going mad, maybe I'm unaware. If everyone is saying this in one way or another, maybe I should start believing, and maybe there is something wrong with me. No. Maybe it can apply to other people, right? But sometimes when everyone is telling us something, it's because we need to listen, and that something is true, and we're not unaware. But not in your case, Cancer. This is something that you've been dealing with your entire life. You're observing. You're like, I didn't do what they blame me of. It's not me. It's them. It's like you're thinking about the irony of the deflection of like, wait, you're the one who's doing that. How can you say I'm the like? How you're like? How can someone not see? Are they doing it on purpose? Some of them do it on purpose because they're evil, but most are just unaware. And you trigger all of the emotion and all of the psyche and all the subconscious. And then they respond to you, react to you, attack you, and you're like, it hurts. Because you love so much. As I said, you are love. So you keep your eye on the purpose, on the goal, in your cardinal waters. Keep going, keep moving, keep pushing, keep pulling. Because what else can you do? Look inside your pain. Don't do what they do to you. Don't do to yourself what they do to you. Because in a way, we mirror, we attract situations to show us what's going on inside, right? So if you won't see your own pain, you attract people who don't see their own pain. And unfortunately, because of your essence and how you are built, they project onto you, and then you suffer even more. And then you carry more pain and more pain and more pain that you won't see. You'll just play the modest game and be like, oh, there's something about me that I need to improve. If they're saying that I'm this and that, maybe I need to look within and I'm this and that. You don't need to look within in regards to their criticism. You need to look within in regards to your pain. And once you do that, once you start feeling the way you actually are feeling, just not shoving it, just not denying it, just not lying to yourself that you don't care, you do care. You care more than most. Once you acknowledge that about yourself, it will really cool down, ease down the amount of people that project their own unaware pain onto you. Does that make sense? And then you'll be hurt less, and then less pain will accumulate. Okay, so go through it. The only way out is in. Go through the pain. Yours. Have that dark night of the soul. Speak to people you love and trust, and just even if it's something that happened 20 years ago that still weighs on your heart, just cry it out. And then similarly, as you acknowledge your pain and see your heart for what it is, for its beauty, others will see it too. Your sensitivity will start showing. Because right now, a lot of you are wearing the crab shell. Sorry. Because you have to protect yourself. You're so sensitive, right? So you're putting up the tough guy or tough gal facade, yeah? And you are tough and you are strong. It's not a contradiction. But if that's all people see and they don't see your hurting and they don't see your sensitivity, they're just going to continue feeling comfortable and attacking you in ways of avoiding themselves. And this month brings it all up to the surface, and you're learning. You're going to completely transform yourself and transform your life. And again, the purpose will remain. The soul journey will remain. But it will feel so much easier and so much lighter. Just gotta work on not feeling guilty every time you're happy or joyous, or when something just flows and just works out, when someone just compliments you instead of arguing with you. It's not that there's something wrong with them because they obviously can't see straight. I mean, there's so many wrong things about me. No. There are wonderful things about you, and if they compliment you, it's because they see you. Redirect your focus to those who see you lovingly and compassionately. The Empress. Divine femininity. Whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. You're engulfed by it. You're loved. Abundance. Abundance mindset. I can have this and that. I can create worlds without being in pain. Right? The Empress, she's the goddess of life, Demeter. She brings life to the world, and she does it with ease and with pleasure. And she rules the seasons and everything that is growing and created. She's the great mother. The power in tranquility. Bottom of the deck, Two of Cups. There is love. There's potential for love, possibly. Oh, wow. Okay, so Two of Cups, Death card, and Ten of Swords. So something completely new. Something completely new that does not repeat this painful cycles of the past that were probably more like karmic, just hard, painful lessons and things that aligned with the strife or joy kind of mindset. Is complete turning your back to it, moving away. This is a complete ending to it. And a start of something new and loving and renewed. You're done punishing yourself, so you're done letting other people punishing you. Bottom of the deck, again, the Emperor to the Empress. Divine Lovers. Ace of Wands. Oh, bottom of the deck is rocking. Strength. There's falling in love here. Some of you are going to really fall in love this month, and it's going to be very, very different than the types of love that you've had before. Very different, very holistic, wholesome. There's purity and passion, right? The archetype of Eve and Lilith. Watch Taurus that I posted for March. It's just willing something into existence, and it just happens. Why? Because when you align yourself within the different aspects of your system, automatically the channel opens and you become aligned with the universe, with Anima Mundi, with the collective spirit. And then naturally you start to want things that the collective spirit, God, cosmos wants for you. And if you want what the universe wants, what you want will happen, right? There's only delays in manifestation when there's inner resistance, inner conflict. And inner resistance, I don't mean like I say that I want, but something about me doesn't want. I mean like there's no alignment between my heart, my mind, my words, my actions. Then the system is clogged. But when there's alignment, everything opens, okay? So if you fight for others, but you don't fight for yourself, no alignment. If you love others unconditionally, but don't love yourself unconditionally, no alignment. When you want others to be happy, but you don't want yourself to be happy, no alignment. But here we are in alignment between the will, the passion, the fire, and spirit. Something is waking up in you after a long, long coma, emotional coma. Your heart is waking up and it's going to feel outstanding. I see someone really, really special in your life this month. So that's great. My nose is itching, so that's confirmation. I'm going to continue this reading as a love reading, focusing on whatever this person that is coming through. We're going to look into the dynamic between the two of you and how things unfold, the tarot spread, and then we'll finish up with messages from the runes. You can find the link to it below in the description box. It's available on Vimeo and on Patreon. I hope to see you there. Thank you to my channel members, and thank you to my patrons. I love you guys very, very much. Stay magic and stay true, and I'll see you soon.